A Texas lawmaker wants to bring about more federal responsibility with a new and, I guess you could say, very unique proposal for the housing of jailed illegal immigrants. Under her plan, jailed illegals would take up residence in the offices of congressmen and senators.
Joining us live to talk more about this idea, Hector Chavagno with the La Raza Justice Movement and Congressman Louis Gohmert. Congressman, first of all, would you be willing to turn your office into a jail cell for these illegal immigrants?
Well, obviously, it's not intended for a jail cell, and it wouldn't be able to hold people. But actually, unless an illegal is committed an illegal act, but in addition to being illegal, then it's not necessarily jail that they're held in. It's a holding facility. Sometimes it's a jail. But the problem is we took an oath to provide for the common defense. We know that there are a significant number now that a significant percentage are coming across from the Middle East. They're not coming for jobs. If we're going to keep our oath, then we've got to be serious about stopping people from illegally coming in here. And we've seen the violence mostly against Hispanics on American side of the border and on against Americans in Mexico. The Hispanics deserve to be protected. We deserve not to have a war zone on our southern border, and by golly, we ought to live up to it. So I certainly understand state representatives being frustrated by the federal government not doing its job.
Well, I got to think that what she said is actually tongue-in-cheek, but we get the point. Hector Chavagno with the La Raza Justice Movement, what do you think about this?
Well, I don't think that this bill has any basis in reality. I think it's really just a sideshow to garner attention for herself. And it's basically, I think it's just a smokescreen to divert attention from other Republican efforts to defund our schools and to engage in racial profiling. I think it's kind of surprising considering that most Republicans are always so concerned about waste. This is really just a frivolous piece of legislation that's not going to go anywhere.
Any response to that, Louis Gohmert?
Yes, sir. As far as his allegation about taking away from efforts to defund schools, I think the biggest effort to defund schools have come from people who come in illegally, do not buy real estate, therefore do not pay property taxes. That defunds the schools. But the effort is, and that's also supposed to be a state and local function. And as far as racial profiling, if he's talking about the Arizona law, that's even less intrusive than the Terry search that was authorized in 1964 by the U.S. Supreme Court.
Thanks very much to both of you for talking with us this morning. Hector Chavagno with the La Raza Justice Movement and Congressman Louis Gohmert.